This episode of the Walt Vault podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a completely free podcasting tool that allows you to create your very own podcast for no money whatsoever.
You know who should have a podcast? It's me, Yogi.
Oh my god, Gergie, no, what are you doing here?
Yogi heard that people love his voice, so he wants to project it to the world on Apple Music, and iTunes, and Spotify, and Stitcher, and all the places where podcasts are distributed.
Oh my god, Gergie, no, nobody wants to hear you talk.
Yogi can even make money on his podcast with the Anchor's free sponsorship program.
Wait, you're gonna get paid for this too?
Yes, and it's all possible with Anchor and their free creation tools.
Oof, okay, well, I'll bite. What's your podcast gonna be called, Gergie?
It's gonna be Yogi Gets It. Available on all podcast platforms thanks to Anchor.
Well, you've heard it here first. Go to Anchor.fm to get started. Download the free Anchor app, and you can make your own podcast. Anchor. It's so easy, even Gergie can do it.
Yogi!
Doctor Strange must explore the multiverse to protect young America Chavez from a mother's scorned. The Scarlet Witch.
Welcome to the Walt Vault with Andre,
Michelle, Emily,
and Luis.
We are a family-friendly podcast where each and every week we watch and review a different Disney movie. Be sure to subscribe on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 179. Indeed.
I'm just gonna start here. I think y'all know, because we were talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, that there is a baby here, and I think it's funny that we kept saying, like, he better be here. He better be here.
Oh
like,
God.
It wouldn't have been a whole month after.
Oh, no, he here.
Crazy.
It's been 6 weeks since he been here.
That's right.
Up in here.
Some time travel has happened.
Right?
Since the last episode, which I think we recorded, like, literally two
Like
months
two-
ago or something
Yeah.
like that.
No, like the day before I went into labor.
That is
Yeah.
not true.
No.
It was a Monday, and I went into labor on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
The George's
Okay.
Jungle episode?
No, because we recorded them out of order.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The last episode that you guys heard on the
Oh.
feed was recorded several weeks ago.
Oh.
She's straight tripping. It was not the day before. But here's the deal.
But we did record an episode the day before I went into labor.
I think that might be true.
I don't know which
I
one
think
it
that
was.
was the Obi-Wan episode.
Oh,
But
okay.
here's the deal. Andre was so excited to say that. He didn't say it, but his face looked excited because he hadn't got to say it in months.
Wait, what did I say?
Welcome
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Walt.
Hello and welcome. Yeah, I haven't said it in
We're going to put a
quite
new...
some time.
Does it still say, I love you, on the thing?
It
That's
does.
Addie. Just wait till Trey can talk. We'll add him in there, too.
Oh yeah, I gotta add all the babies onto the onto the ending.
Well, the
outro
baby
track.
is here. Okay.
He's
here.
New podcast baby.
He's kicking.
We did it.
Yep.
You did it. All right. Let's do it.
This week we are talking about the brand new 2022 Marvel film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Madness.
Madness. It's mad. It's crazy. Oh, okay. But before we get to all that, Luis, will we ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I don't know.
We do.
Yes.
All right, so given the fact that this is a multi-universe and there's a very specific trait about the multi-universe, which is
Can you say multiverse?
multi-universe.
Okay.
That specific trait is whenever you
Multi-uni.
sleep and you dream, you dream of your multi-universe self out there somewhere
right.
multiple times
Yes.
in this multiverse.
your other multiples.
So, here's my question. In your dreams,
Uh-oh.
what are your multiverse selves doing?
Dying. All the time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Dying.
No.
I actually don't dream that much, so maybe I'm the only one.
You might be the only one,
I
homie.
might be the only one. In all the other universes, there's devoid of Andre, and sucks to suck.
Must
Yeah.
be nice, because mine are always getting, like, running through houses, getting murdered, like, Scream style with the knife,
Yeah.
falling off of cliffs, driving and forgetting where I'm at, and then just crashing the car off the side of the road.
You know, there's kind of a flaw in this dream plan, though, because Michelle will often get mad at me for doing some shady husband stuff in her dreams, right? And I didn't have nothing to do with that. But apparently some multiversal Andres are being shady out there in the multiverses. And I'm taking all the heat for it. It's upsetting. So I guess they do exist. It's just I'm not experiencing anything that they're...
You out there being
doing.
unfaithful, but
Yeah.
you over here being a good guy.
Yeah, I'm chilling in here.
All right, Lou.
Oh no, and yours as well. Like I'm leaving you and stuff like
yeah,
that.
he leaves
Apparently,
me a lot.
I'm a home wrecker in other universes of my own home.
He's out here wrecking his own home.
No,
Do you want to know what Luis dreams about?
most of mine, I'm
Dougie, you're interrupting the man's thought. He's gonna continue barking.
I'm
Anyway.
about to open that door. You can go out there and flex. See what happens.
He's flexing on my shoulder right now.
Yeah,
Anyways.
So everybody knows
Back.
he's stepping on me.
Dougie, get down.
Well, in mine, I'm mostly just doing zombie stuff.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. I continued it.
In my dreams, I'm my multiverse selves are like in infinite realms of zombiedom. You know.
And are you?
And
winning?
there's a lot of me's who are very stressed out teachers as well.
It's the teacher thing. He wakes up and talks in his sleep about copies. Okay.
Oh no, you having printer
Those
problems?
have
in
gone.
dreams?
Those have gone. Mostly,
We all have printer problems in real
I swear,
life.
for a very good amount of time during the Negan years in Walking Dead, I was
Uh-huh.
having a whole bunch of awesome zombie dreams. I loved it then.
Luis with his own Lucille
Yeah,
bat, and,
yeah.
just messing them up,
All right, what was the question?
squashing brains.
So, in your dreams, what are your multiverse selves doing?
Oh, weird things.
What they up to?
I can't remember because I'm so sleep deprived. I don't even remember my dreams anymore. But I don't know.
You don't have a single example?
No.
I told him that you have dreams of me being unfaithful all the time.
Oh, yes, I do. I mean, not lately, but
So I told him that the other multiversal Andres must be, out there
yeah.
trying to get it in.
Oh, wow.
I know, they're rude.
It is rude.
It's like when
Uh,
Doctor Strange is going
I
through
feel like
multiverse,
most of
it's
the
like, hey,
time-
how come all the other me's suck?
Most of the time, my dreams are like scary, like weird.
Do you get murdered
scary.
too, or is it just me?
No, I don't get murdered, but like people around me do.
Oh.
Like just
Maybe
weird.
Maybe
just
Michelle's
weird
doing
stuff.
the murdering.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
oh, snap.
If she's that crazy,
Oh,
maybe
no.
that's why Andre is,
Right. That's
unfaithful and
and the other universes.
As a kid, I used to have dreams that my teeth were falling out all the time.
Oh.
I looked it up. Apparently, it's because you lie a lot.
Not because your other multiversal cells have gingivitis or whatever. It's
Oh
just
man, I ain't got no cavities. Never. I don't think so.
'cause- Okay. That's all of us, right? We all answered? Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, so we are talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I keep wanting to say "and."
In.
He's in it.
He's in
it's
it.
there. There's a Multiverse of Madness.
He's mad. about it.
Andre and I saw this movie in the theaters,
In the theater.
and then we just rewatched it on the Plus, the Disney Plus,
On the plus.
the Plus. Luis, first impression.
It was pretty intense. I liked all of these multiverse cells peeps. The action was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Andre.
First impression, I like this movie a lot. Like I think the original Doctor Strange is actually like a little bit lower on my list of MCU movies than maybe some other people's. And that's not like any reason of the movie or even the character by itself, but like I was going into this movie more excited to see what they were going to do with Wanda than I was about Doctor Strange and his story necessarily. But I think overall it turned out to be a really good movie for both of those characters, and seeing Wanda get to be bad throughout the whole thing was really cool, and then seeing the multiple Doctor Stranges be good and bad was also quite cool. And I think that this movie has a very, very strong second act where Wanda is like chasing them through multiverses and stuff like that, and we're seeing all these other characters in the Illuminati and whatnot, that I think stands it apart from the first Doctor Strange movie.
Okay. Well, my first impression, I'm glad Andre told me that it was going to be horror-esque, and I mean, like, you can even get that from the trailer, but sometimes we don't watch the trailers for the movies because we want to be surprised. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad I went into it knowing that. I really, really liked it. It still felt like a Marvel movie, even though it was a very different Marvel movie, which I appreciated, because some of the Marvel movies that have come out don't feel like a Marvel movie to me. Like Eternals did not feel like a Marvel movie to me. I didn't really care. So even though they went more horror route per se on this, it still felt like a Marvel movie. Thank goodness. And it had characters that I cared about. I liked America Chavez too, because lately sometimes they introduce new characters and I just don't care. But luckily she was really cool. And I like Doctor Strange. I know you're saying it's not high up on your list, but
the first one, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I just like him in general.
Like the character.
Yeah. So like Captain America is my number one. Doctor Strange is probably my number two. Oh, okay. You know, like I really like Doctor Strange. Sure. So it was cool seeing him do different things in this one. Mm-hmm. You know, I really liked it. It was still good the second time too. All right, Emily.
I really liked it. I did know it was going to be horror-esque, so that made me more excited because...
I mean, you like that stuff.
Yeah, I like it, and I like to get, like, the spooky scares. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was some psychological aspects to it, but not too much. I really am into that stuff. I guess that this opened up a lot more options for that moving forward, though, because you're going to have to deal with other versions of yourself doing things that, like you said, Andre, that you're going to then kind of stand trial for.
Right, yeah.
Even though it's not quote unquote you.
Y'all
it's
locking
you.
me up because this other Doctor Strange did some stuff. I'm a different dude entirely.
Or is he? I don't know.
Right? That's like the interesting part watching this, especially with his character. You're like, oh, like he is kind of not shady per se, but he does have these same aspirations. Like, how different are you? You know?
Right.
That was an interesting thing about Wanda was that
Definitely.
she didn't seem to be the same. Right? Like the
it was almost like it like took over her. You know what I mean?
But I think that's like a Wanda with her kids versus a Wanda without her kids.
For sure.
You know?
No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty much Wanda Westview.
Or is it Wanda without Viz? Because if Viz was there, she probably wouldn't have done that, even if her kids had died, I think.
Yeah, he might have tamed it back a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he would have been able to.
He would have kept her on the straight and narrow.
That's another thing that was interesting watching it this time. Like, we have a kid now.
Oh, right.
Because even when I watched it the first time, I was like, girl, you got to calm down. This is a little intense. And this time I'm like, they had it coming, okay? I don't know. No, I still don't feel that way. She's crazy, but...
It's crazy. So, the cool thing on my first impression, which we did it like you guys did, we actually got to the movie theater. I think it was our first movie post-COVID.
Right. Yeah.
So, anywho, we went and we watched it, and then again watched it on the Plus. I had zero idea that Wanda was going to be the bad guy.
Right.
I did not know that.
Yeah, neither did I.
We had an idea.
In my mind, she was helping him and America do whatever it was that they were doing.
Right.
And I had no idea what that was.
Oh, we thought it might have been Sinister Strange was the bad guy, right? Is that what you thought?
Right.
I thought it was that guy.
I think going into it, I assumed that, Doctor Strange would have to fight himself, and then Wanda would have to help, and then maybe along the way, Wanda gets like turned or possessed or something like that, and then he has to fight her off as well or something like that. But I definitely did not expect her to be the only villain in the whole movie. Basically,
there was like one point halfway. Oh no, it wasn't even halfway. When they get to Kamartaj, I looked at Luis and was like, is this what we doing? Like, this is
it.
So she's really doing it. All right. Like, I was not expecting
Bringing down the house.
Anywho, so first impression of the movie as a whole was, yes, I loved it. Second impression, I suppose, is I still really, really liked it.
And I honestly think it's one of the... We talk about this with Marvel, too. There are certain Marvel movies you can't just put on and be like, this is one I feel like I could just put on and like watch it and have it in the background because I was cleaning while we were watching this. I was like, this is fine. I don't have to focus like too much,
right?
Because we just watched Infinity War and Endgame again, and I was like, well, I gotta sit down and focus on this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's like a gajillion characters and like a gajillion things happening with everybody, but yeah, this story is a little bit smaller and more focused.
Also, can I pause?
Yeah.
I really like America.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
A lot. And how old is the actress? Because she seems pretty young.
That's a good question. Her name is Xochitl Gomez.
Xochitl.
She's 17 years old.
She's 17?
Or 16.
She was born in 2006. Can anybody do that young person
16.
math? Holy moly.
She a child. Well, that's probably like about the age of the kid she's playing, yeah?
She's either 15 or gonna turn 16.
I'm just laughing at the year. But I think she did a great job.
Yeah, I think
like
she was
good
fantastic.
for this very young actor.
For
like
real.
good for her.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
She was charming. She was fun. And I liked the handle that she got on those powers eventually.
Yeah, very
throughout
cool.
The story. It was a cool little origin story for her. And I assume she'll hang around in like a Young Avengers type of movie or project, whatever they decide to do. With
probably.
all these kiddos that they
I want to
got
see
running
her
around.
work with Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, dude.
Is she in that movie?
Love those two.
She gonna be in that movie?
No.
That'd be...
Yeah, the Marvels will have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and then Monica Rambeau from WandaVision. Those will be the Marvels.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Although maybe she'll pop up. I don't know. You know, they can do all kinds of stuff. That's another thing with this movie is that because it's called Multiverse of Madness and because it was coming out after Loki, the TV show, and Spider-Man: No Way Home, I was kind of expecting it to have like major Marvel implications, like he was gonna open up the multiverse and then Kang was gonna show up and then
100%.
I legit thought this was gonna be the one to introduce Kang.
right in the movies at least, you know.
It's funny that you say that because for some reason, all I can think about in the last Spider-Man movie is when the purple stuff in the sky happens, and then I realized that wasn't the last scene. But in my head, they kind of left the movie with that, like, purple
all
stuff
the
in the
purple
sky.
stuff's in the sky. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Everybody's gonna come after us, or all the worlds are blending together. All these incursions are gonna happen, or whatever. But this movie, this movie ended up being a little bit smaller on the larger Marvel cinematic scale, but still was good. Yeah, overall, I liked it.
I liked it a lot. It was very, very good.
So let's go through the plot just a little bit. The movie starts with Doctor Strange, who's got a ponytail and is speaking Spanish, and he's hanging out with America Chavez, and he's casting white magic.
Dude, I'm sorry. I love all the alternate Doctor Stranges, like how they look.
This one is called Defender Strange, and I think that's because in the comics he's on the team, the Defenders, which is, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones or whatever, and Daredevil. He wears that outfit in the comics. But in this, he's protecting America Chavez from a giant tangly monster.
Oh, God.
That was creepy, man.
Looked like a Tangela.
Remind me of the Eye of Agamotto or whatever.
Yeah.
What I did think, though, that was cool about this movie in comparison to others is how it started in the action.
Yes.
Like, it didn't, gradually bring you in. It was legitimately
stuff is popping off
working.
Right now.
It was great.
Indeed. So
I will say though that ponytail, I looked at Luis and was like,
oh, that was awful.
I was like, please don't let it be like this the whole time. I cannot. It was not a good ponytail.
And the end.
No, thank you.
So Ponytail Strange, he's fighting off this monster. Pony Strange.
Oh, he's like Anakin. He has the Padawan pony.
If you want it, let's do it. Ride it, my strange pony.
You're welcome.
So he's fighting this monster, and it's kind of getting the upper hand. He's trying to get America Chavez to this book that we find out later is the Book of Vishanti. To this book so that they can stop it or whatever, and it attacks America and grabs hold of her. She opens a portal, and then Then this Doctor Strange, he realizes that, well, I can't let this monster get her. I guess I'll just take her powers. And he starts sucking her powers up. And she's like, it's hurting me. It's killing me. You're going to kill me. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, I got to do what I got to do.
In the grand scheme of things.
Sorry, 15-year-old, you know, sucks to suck. And so she has to escape from him and this monster. And then she is able to get away and blast through a portal along with this Doctor Strange's dead body, because the monster gets the best of him.
A dead body.
Dead, his corpse.
Dude, that guy was awesome.
Do you want to know who he reminds me of? Is not obviously at this point, but he reminds me of. Oh no, what's his name?
From what?
Billy. Was his name Billy?
Billy.
In
From,
Halloween. Not from Halloween.
yeah,
From
Stranger
Hocus
Things?
Pocus.
What's her name's boyfriend?
Yes, yes.
Was his name Billy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yes,
think it was
yes.
Billy.
The zombie thing. Yeah.
With the wild hair and the stitches on his
Yeah.
lips.
Well, when he wakes back up, his hair, the way he shakes it out,
Yes.
I was
And
like,
his lip was just like all the way over
yeah, I'm
here.
like,
It
well,
does look like him.
it's Billy.
Just that dead guy makeup he's got on. So yeah, America and this corpse land in New York. We cut to our Doctor Strange, the one that we know, and he's waking up from a dream where he just saw all of this happen. He's like, oh, that was scary. Whatever. I got a wedding to go to. He gets dressed. He uses magic to put on a suit, which is very cool. That's all I want from magic, is just be able to. I don't want to have to tie a tie anymore.
Right.
You know.
You don't even know how to tie a tie.
Excuse you. I almost had to bleep myself. I know how to
He
tie a
knows
tie.
how to
You do?
clip
Yeah.
her.
No, I don't.
So you projecting right now is what you're saying.
You just usually wear bow ties.
You know what,
Maybe that's why
Andre?
I
It was
don't.
probably one of your multiverse selves in her dream that doesn't know how to tie a
That's
tie.
right.
Don't know how
Okay.
to tie a tie.
Them punk suckers.
All right.
So Doctor Strange, he gets himself ready. He goes to a wedding. He sits down, and he starts talking to one of the doctors from the first Doctor Strange movie.
I feel like that
Who's
was an
this?
unnecessary little exchange.
It was very weird.
like, how does that play into the storyline?
Because like
It does not.
That guy in the first movie had a very, very minor role, and it gets reduced to an even more minor role in this movie, where like I forgot who he was the first time we watched it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
he was like in the operating room with him, right?
Yes, and he was like making a bunch of mistakes, and Doctor Strange had to keep correcting him or whatever.
In his way.
Yeah, and so now he's here and going like, well, I lost some stuff in the snap. I lost my brother and my 2 cats. I'm really mostly sad about the cats. And and he's like, well, Doctor Strange, you didn't get the girl. And then Christine, Regina George from Mean Girls, she walks up. She's the one who's getting married, and Doctor Strange is pretending to be okay with all of this. The
I
wedding,
didn't make that connection.
that
What?
she's Regina George from Mean Girls.
You just associate her with the Notebook.
I've never seen The Notebook.
Oh, she's the main character in the Notebook too.
No. No, I didn't. I just knew her as Christine in the Doctor Strange movie. So she's Christine in the second Doctor Strange movie.
She's very fetch.
Very fast.
So,
Not the same movie, but perfect timing. Perfect, what do you call it?
oh yeah, that's a different character who's trying to make fetch happen. Anyway, so Doctor Strange talks to her at the wedding, and he's like, "Hey, I'm so happy for you. This is great. And just so you know, I never stopped loving you, and I love you right now. And I wish it had worked out between us."
He did not say it,
He
though.
did.
He did say I love you. And
He said, "I never stopped caring for you."
Yeah,
is
something
what-
like
is
that.
what
Never
he
said I love you, though.
No, he didn't.
With his eyeballs, he did.
Right.
Well,
And she's like, "Steven, it just wasn't going to work out. You always got to be the one to hold the knife." And he was like, "Ooh, you're right.
Yep.
You're right about that."
something tells him. Oh, never mind.
No, you
About
don't need
to
to
say-
go there.
He's about to be opening up some portals on the
I'm
regular.
surprised she even invited him to the wedding. He was so rude to her in the first movie.
I know. Did
I
he?
know, right?
Did he jump into this wedding? Is he crashing? Like,
I mean, how easy is it to crash weddings when you got that sling ring, dude? It's like, guess who's here? I'm making my grand entrance.
Agamotto, he's all like, oh, hold up, I'm not late.
just
I'm
ethereal.
right on time.
move it back a little.
I object. No, that'd be cool if Doctor Strange objected at your wedding. Anyway, some commotion happens out on the street. He goes down to investigate. He does a really cool flip up off the balcony.
Ooh,
where
that was
where
good.
He pulls his cape out of his jacket pocket. That was very cool.
He literally did a Dracula
Yeah.
because it like came around and caught him. I love
KP.
KP is very cool.
Coolest character, honestly.
He flies down and reveals that a gigantic eyeball tentacle monster is chasing America Chavez. He saves her from it. It's taken him a lot to fight this monster. Wong shows up. He's like, hey, guess
I
what?
love Wong.
Everybody make way. The Sorcerer Supreme is here.
Dude.
I'm Wong. Normally people bow when they see the Sorcerer Supreme, but I guess you're Doctor Strange, so you don't have
Dude,
to.
I'm sorry. I spit out the popcorn in my mouth when Wong said that. He's like, normally people bow, and he looks at him. He's like, I know, I'm not getting a bow out of you.
I know. I know what people do because I used to be me. So Wong helps fight this eyeball monster. Doctor Strange eventually grabs like a telephone pole and stabs it in the eye. The eye pops out of its eyeball. It was really gross. But the monster's dead. They take America to a diner or a pizza place or whatever and have her explain that she is from the multiverse. She can open portals to different multiverse dimensions, but she can't control it, and people are after her because of it. Wong says, yo, let's take America to Camartage, where she'll be safe. Nobody can get in there. Nobody can possibly destroy this place or take down the people who are inside to defend it. And so they're like, okay, cool, we'll do that. And meanwhile, let's go get some help from a magic user, because the tentacle monster had magic runes all over it. So let's go talk to Wanda Maximoff, because she knows magic. Yeah, that was cool. There was a little music sting.
WandaVision. WandaVision.
He goes to visit Wanda, and she's in her lovely little apple orchard. She's pruning her trees. And she's like, oh, Dr. Strange, so nice to see you. Sorry about Westview. Don't hurt me or whatever. He's like, oh, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about what happened on WandaVision. We got other problems to deal with. I need your help in protecting this girl. Can you come with me to Camartage and protect her, because something is coming after her? And she's like, well, how about we just bring America to my place and she can hang out here? And Dr. Strange's like, I didn't tell you her name was America. And she's like, evil reveal.
I caught that the first time. Like, I looked at ends, and ends was just still kind of like watching her content. And I'm like, and then she caught it. She like, I saw it happening in her mind.
It was
in
cool.
her face, and I was just looking at her the whole time. And then she's like, and then.
It was a cool reveal that she's evil from the get-go in this movie, basically.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it
too.
Here's my question.
We talk about this Captain America saying Hell Hydra in a comic book this a long time ago, and all of a sudden we're too scared to go there. Like, nah, I'm glad it was her.
Bring it on.
So here's my question. How long has it been, time period wise? I realize in our time, and especially it wasn't supposed to be the first TV show out and all of that, but in the MCU, how long has it been since Westview?
So,
not that long?
I think,
maybe a couple months.
I think in the MCU, Westview happens basically a couple of weeks after they snap back in Endgame, right? And then I think between Westview and this Doctor Strange movie, those other two Spider-Man movies happened in between here.
Okay.
Right? So which also doesn't take a long amount of time. I think those movies chronologically take place back to back.
I think it probably took her a couple months to learn all the magic.
Yeah, I would say probably 6 months after the snapback is around the time that this stuff is all happening.
Okay. So then this movie is maybe a year later?
Yeah.
Okay, so not super long.
Right. Yeah, not super long, but people know about it, I guess.
Because you kind of feel like she had to have done her research to get that far to have this plan. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's not something she does in a month or two.
She had to study that book.
Across this. She's doing stuff that nobody had even dreamt of doing.
Right, exactly. Using this Darkhold book. So Wanda is rightly pissed after Westview, because her kids are gone, her husband's gone, her fake town is gone, and now she's doing everything she can to get her children back. And what she has realized is that she has been dreaming of her children every night, which means that in alternate realities and different multiverses, her children are alive.
Right.
So she can go out there and grab them and take them back rip them from
Yeah.
their mothers, and
Right.
she gets
Rip them from yourself.
She gets to have her kids again.
She has no idea. Like, she doesn't even think about the implications. She does
No.
not care.
She doesn't care.
No,
she
because
just wants the kids.
because the Darkhold is like taking such a hold of her already.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's that. There's no logic happening there, because like otherwise,
She's also
there's probably a reality where like Wanda died and Vision's alive, and the
Sure.
kids are still around, and she could have just slotted herself right into
Yeah,
there.
just like, I'm about to live
She could
here.
have been like, "Hey, America Chavez, if I teach you how to
Maybe.
use your powers, can you drop me off in this alternate reality so I can be happy?" But
well,
no,
I don't
she
think
she isn't doing
I
any of
don't
that.
think so because maybe the Doctor Strange there was only one way in each universe, and Vision dies in all of them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
And she's also really mad at Doctor Strange for giving Thanos a time stone. So
Right. She says, when you make a mistake, people call you a hero for it. When I make a mistake, I'm the villain. And I don't think that seems very fair. It seems a little hypocritical, don't you think, Doc Strange? And he's like, sorry.
Kind of true, though.
Yeah.
Feel ya, sis.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. So Doctor Strange is like, all right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. And she's like, if you bring me America Chavez by sundown. And he's like, and what if we say no? And she's like, well, then it won't be Wanda that comes to get you. It'll be the Scarlet Witch. And he's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Spooky.
I was like, oh, okay.
Right. So he goes back to Camartage. He's like, everybody get your magical arrows ready because this lady's coming in hot.
And I like how she's like, so you went to the person who wants me and you told her exactly where I am. Well,
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I
Oops.
did do that. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, apparently Wanda's the one who sent both of those monsters in the first place. She said that was me trying to be reasonable, instead of having to do it myself. So she flies up over Camartage, and she just starts wrecking shop, man. She starts shooting magical bolts into there.
I like how she like got into their brains.
Yeah, the wizards try to put up a defensive shield, a barrier, a Hogwarts shield, if you
I was
will.
going to say,
She brought an oldie but a goodie back into her repertoire.
Exactly, yes, she did bring an oldie but a goodie. She used her mind control powers from freaking Avengers Age of Ultron, got into a wizard's head. She said, get out of here, bro, run away. And he does, brings the whole wall down, and she just starts laying waste to all these Hogwarts students. She's just like, boom, 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 boom.
yeah, and she gets him.
She gets them real good. She blows everybody up. So they have this long magical fight here where she eventually overtakes all of the wizards trying to defend Camartage.
Yeah, she
blows
comes
a
up
couple
and
buildings.
wins.
She makes her way into the fortress itself, and Doctor Strange tries to trap her in the Mirrorverse, which, we saw in the last movie. It was pretty cool place where nobody should be able to just get out if they can't do magic. But
Sadly for him,
she can do magic.
She can do lots of
And
magic.
She does it in the creepiest way possible. She like twists her whole body through the cracks of the mirror and starts grabbing people through reflection pools and stuff like that. And then
that, to me, that's... Like, I can do a lot of horror stuff, but those types of things are the ones that, like, really get me.
yeah.
And when she was doing that, I was like, oh, no, here we go.
That's like
please.
the Grudge stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Looking like the Grudge coming out of the mirror or whatever.
Eek.
She
With the little black fingertips.
Right, yeah, cause,
Scowy.
yeah, she got her nails done by the Darkhold or whatever, and it looks really creepy.
The Darkhold is her nail lady.
Yeah. So she gets up there. She tries to start taking America's powers, and then Wong rolls up. Oh no! America sets off a portal again and takes herself and Doctor Strange through the portal across a bunch of different multiverses to escape from Wanda, while Wanda takes Wong and just strings him up like a piñata or whatever.
Poor Wong.
And starts doing her dream walking.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
I'm going to be the one person who says this, but I'm done with the in-between universe thing.
I mean,
Like
The space between universes.
Yeah, like the pull. Like, I'm just done.
the what?
We did it like when you're... Why are you making that face?
My stink face not understand.
Like when you go in between universes and... I don't know, you go through all the different... I don't know.
You don't want to go through the different
Are you talking
multiverses?
about when like America and what's his name fell through all of those?
Yeah.
You don't like that?
Not really. Like, I feel like we've done it a lot, and I'm done seeing it. Like, if you're going to do it, go through ice, go through a forest, like, go through actual places, not, like, paint and
that's
Right.
creepy.
neurons and
That's
stuff.
creepy.
Like,
Water, and there was one that was just like tubes.
yeah, like just pick a
It
thing.
was weird.
Like, you really are gonna have a universe of paint.
I did think, however, that like this sequence where they're bouncing through all these multiverses was kind of gonna be the brunt of the movie. Like I thought they were gonna be like, boom, we're in this universe where this thing happened, and boom, we're gonna go over
Yeah.
this universe where this other thing happened, and we were talking to this dude and who's this Doctor Strange and this Mordo or whatever, and this Wong.
Interesting.
I thought we were gonna do that like 5 more times.
Yeah.
I would have been
than it
annoyed if
actually
we had done
happened.
that.
Oh, yeah, I can.
It's like time travel. It's like too much.
I see. That makes sense.
I just don't like watching it. Like watching the boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Like, unless it's going to be like realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine where. Yeah, there's a whole universe where everything is paint.
I don't know.
It just doesn't
You
make
liked
much
it though.
sense.
You were like,
I mean,
"That's
yeah,
cool."
it was cool. It was a cool sequence to watch for sure. I really like how when America creates a portal, it is that like
star.
cracked star, and so they're just getting punted through those. So yeah, it was a cool looking sequence to me. Eventually, they wind up on Earth 838. Which is kind of just like New York, but pretty. It's got leaves and foliage.
Right? I was
instead
like,
of
it was just like
garbage
a garden,
everywhere.
New York.
Yeah, garden, New York. So they show up there, and everything is basically the same, except they got pizza balls instead of pizza slices, and they go on red instead of going on green. It's a little samey, weird in that way. They realize
They have standard memory things.
Oh yeah, they have the memory lane. The memory
that what
lanes.
it's called?
Yeah.
Memory
They
lanes.
walk past a store, which is called Memory Lane. They stand on it, and it looks deep into their memories or whatever. When America Chavez stands on it, we see her backstory, which is that she was raised by lesbian moms on a different Earth or whatever.
Or just different. Is it a different Earth or a different planet?
That's a good question.
See, I get confused because we go to space. There's lots of different planets, and
That
they
looked
got
like a
those
different
planets got
planet to me.
multiverses too.
Yes.
Oh.
There would be. I mean, it's a multiverse. So our entire universe, there's multiples of them. So what's going on Mars? There's an alternate Mars.
Oh man,
On
So definitely.
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
confusing.
So yeah, America, she's on wherever she is. She's hanging out with her 2 moms, and they're taking a little stroll to the garden or whatever. And then a bee pops up. Scary bee! And America gets scared, and her powers set off for the first time. Her moms get sucked through a portal, and then she gets sucked through a different portal, never to see.
But I just wish they
ever
would have
again.
explained it more,
About, like where her powers came
like
from.
what you just got spooked and now you got powers, and then she's the only one in every single universe.
Right,
So
they
like,
kinda
there's
didn't
got to
explain that
be
either.
something going on, but you didn't give me any of that.
Right.
So I missed just a little bit of backstory. Would have been nice.
Yeah, I almost wonder if they're gonna say that she's like a mutant or something X-Men related, or something like that in the future.
Maybe.
That can kind of explain away a lot of powers. It's like, she was born with it. She's maybe it's Maybelline.
I was gonna say she's Mabel.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
So we saw that little origin for her. They decide that they need to go seek out this universe's Doctor Strange in order to get back to their universe. They go to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and there's a gigantic statue of Doctor Strange, and it said, "This dude sacrificed himself during the Battle of Thanos. He's the greatest hero we've ever seen. And look at that collar. It's popped all the way up. It's the biggest collar we've ever seen."
I told Andre it reminds me of like in
Popping
the
collars.
early 2000s where you used to wear 3 different size polo shirts stack on top of each other and then pop all your collars. I never did it, but
People did that.
yeah,
then
that
pop
was
all
like
their
really
collars.
that was like so
I
popular.
think that was a Kanye West thing.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Let me
it
look up a picture.
It looked pretty bad.
Please.
So yeah, they're looking at Pop Collar's statue, and they're like, "Oh wow, this Doctor Strange, he must be dead. He must not be here. So I wonder who's the Sorcerer Supreme now, and who should come up but dreaded Mordo." Okay, Mordo from the first movie,
Literally dreaded Mordo.
the dreaded Mordo. Which I thought that we were going to get some follow-up to that from the first Doctor Strange movie as well. The post-credit scene was Mordo saying, like, "Nobody deserves to have magic anymore. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take down
Give
all
this
the
to
magic
Emily.
users." Oh, Lord.
I legit feel like they just.
That's the stupidest
I don't
thing
know,
I've
like
ever seen. The triple
is the real
Mordo
Mordo gonna come back and like fight Stephen Strange?
I don't
Like,
know.
just-
It's been so many years. Like, What's he been doing?
Like, at this point, I'm just like, nah, dude, just don't. It's too late.
Don't bother.
I don't care anymore.
Right. Yeah. It does seem like a dropped plot line. But anyway, this Mordo, he has become the Sorcerer Supreme. He lives at the Sanctum Sanctorum. He's like, "Hey, Steven, come on in, my bro. Let's have some tea." He gives him some tea, and then he starts asking about the multiverse and how they got there and stuff like that. And then he tells them about incursions, which is when two universes collide, and when that happens, one or both of the universes are destroyed, and trillions of lives are lost or whatever. And right when he's telling them about that, Steven's like, "Hey, I'm getting kind of sleepy," and he realizes that they've been drugged. Dr. Strange and America Chavez wake up in glass cages in some random building. And we realize that Mordo played him once again. He's asking the scientists that are outside the cage, like, "Hey, what's going on? Where am I?" And this redheaded lady turns around, and oh snap, it's Christine, his long lost love. And she tells him that
you ain't married here. Okay.
Oh, I'll see no ring upon your finger. That's very interesting. I know I'm locked in the cage, but what you up to right now? So he talks to her. She tells him that they've studied multiverses in this particular universe, and she's the one who names them all, and she kind of just gives them numbers. She says that Steven is from Earth 616, and that they are currently on Earth 838.
That is insane. That's way too many.
Well, in the comics, I mean, it's the main universe is 616. So it's interesting that they said that the main MCU universe is also 616, because if in my mind there's a comics universe and a movies universe, and I would assume that those would have different numbers. But
okay.
whatever. Nerd gripe. So Doctor Strange, he's like, "All right, well, we got to get out of here because Wanda Maximoff is on our tail. She's dream walking right now, which means that she is possessing the mind of an alternate reality version of herself, and she's going to come here and try to kill America and take her powers, which we can't have that."
Which is crazy.
And isn't the dream walking the way the incursion happened?
Yes.
So that I didn't understand that whole thing. It's like okay, someone stronger than you is gonna do what we're trying to prevent from happening, but we're gonna focus on you instead, and by all this valuable time, we could actually be doing our job. Sounds like our government.
A little bit.
Making a lot
but
of
honestly, I don't think that they were taking her seriously.
Right.
Wanda.
They underestimated her.
Yeah.
They definitely underestimated her.
They were like, we could take Wanda.
They perceived Doctor Strange to be
the bigger threat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because of what happened in theirs.
In the past, right. So Mordo, he comes in, he's like, "The Illuminati will see you now." So he pulls him into a room.
I won't even lie to you. When I saw that part in the commercial, I rolled my eyes. I was like, seriously?
You don't want to hang out with the Illuminati?
In case you guys didn't know, Andre used to have a podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Called Andre Knows Everything, and he invited me on, and we did an episode on...
We did an Illuminati episode.
And then the Illuminati, not the Marvel Illuminati,
we
but...
about all the lizard people and the
lizard people?
The Beyoncés and Jay-Z's who are ruling the entire world, you know, all of that stuff.
So when I saw this, I was like, okay.
So this Illuminati is the Marvel Illuminati, and it's a secret cabal of high-powered superheroes or whatever that get to make all the informed decisions about the world, I guess. So they bring Stephen Strange into this room, and it's Mordo as the Sorcerer Supreme. It's Captain Marvel, but it's Maria Rambeau instead of Carol Danvers. There's Blackagar Boltagon, who is the leader of the Inhumans.
That was his name?
Yeah, his name is Black Bolt. And his full name is Blackagar Boltagon.
Oh my gosh, I thought his name was like Tyler or something.
Tyler? His name's Tyler.
Can you say his name one more time?
Blackagar Boltagon.
Akbar Bajaban Milla.
Black Bolt for short.
I get it.
Yes.
It took me a second to put it together how it was short. Okay.
It's quite silly. There's also Captain Carter instead of Captain Marvel. It's Peggy Carter who got in the machine, and then Dr. Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four, And finally, Charles Xavier of the X-Men.
I won't even lie to you.
X.
I was like, you just hear it. Well, no, not the music, but you heard his little chair come in.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, here he comes.
Very cool.
But then, yes,
you
how they
heard it. His chair sounds like that dang Tesla that almost killed us
No,
in the
you-
Disneyland parking lot.
No, you could kind of hear like a thing coming. Yep.
Yeah.
But yes, you hear the X-Men song too. That was
along.
fun.
Yeah, that was very cool. So yeah, it's Cameo City in here, and all these guys are like, "Hey, whoa, Doctor Strange, we appreciate you being here, but you're awful, and we have to get you out of here because the Doctor Strange of our world actually took the Darkhold, started using it, started dreamwalking, caused an incursion, killed a whole bunch of people, and we had to
An entire universe.
and we had to kill him so that he would chill out. And we put up the statue just to throw people off the scent or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, well, somebody even worse than me is coming right now.
And they're like, eh.
Man, wait, it's just Wanda. We know Wanda. We met
It's just
Wanda
that gal.
before. Yeah,
She fine.
She's fine. She got 2 kids. What's she gonna do? So what you gonna do? So Wanda, she dreamwalks into this alternate version of herself. She starts taking possession and trying to talk to the kids. And then Wong on the outside, he has one of his surviving wizard minions come in and stab the Darkhold book that Wanda has, which works. It separates her from the alternate Wanda, and burns the book, which is nice. And then Wanda takes Wong and says, "Take me to where the original copy of the Darkhold is," which is up on this mountain called Mount Wundagore, which is apparently a magical.
Did she
forbidden
know,
mountain.
though, that it had a home?
She didn't. So she said, this can't have been the only copy,
Yeah.
right? And Wong goes, yeah, we got another copy. And
No,
also,
well, Wong
she's-
was in, like, I thought, yeah, well...
She was using the other students and like choking them. to
Okay,
death.
that's what I was going to say, because it's not like Wanda's like, oh, man, there's no other copy out there, and then Wong's like, oh, there is, but I'm going to tell you.
Right.
Like, come
he
on,
didn't have
Wong.
to tell her, but she was threatening. She was force choking a bunch of dudes.
I mean, I feel for that student who, like, pretty much was like the MVP. She goes,
Right.
freaking shanks his book, pretty much solved everybody's problems.
Exactly.
What? So freaking Wong could just have a feeble mindset and pretty much... I'd be pissed off if I were her in the afterlife. Like, Wong, got
Dang,
one
Wong,
job.
I went in there and burned the book. You just brought her to the mountain anyway. Ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. That was a little messed up.
That was whack.
He could have tried a little bit harder as the Sorcerer Supreme to not let her get everything that she wants. He could have led her astray. He could have portaled her into the ocean or something like that. You know, he could have done something. So anyway, he takes her up to Mount Wundagore, where she finds all of these runes, all of the spells that were in the book are written on the walls of this place, so she can dreamwalk once again. So she hops back into the alternate Wanda's body, and the Scarlet Wanda, she makes her way to the Illuminati fortress or whatever that they got, and starts messing up all the Ultron bots that are there. Doctor Strange fights with Mordo. They do like a lot of hand-to-hand combat because he's got his power dampeners on his wrists. And while he fights Mordo, the Illuminati tries to fight Wanda, and they do not get very far. She covers up Black Bolt's mouth and turns him into a mute, and he tries to speak and blows up his own head.
Dude, I was like,
That was
man,
crazy.
Marvel just does not want to touch the Inhumans. Like,
They really don't.
Wow.
Which is crazy because like that actor, the one who plays Black Bolt, is actually the same one from the TV show where they did the Inhumans. And I don't know. I think they do kind of want to tie back to it, or maybe they want to reintroduce the Inhumans. I can see them wanting to do that too. I don't know.
I mean, I feel bad for that actor. It's like that actor plays the role of, you know, an Inhuman, a Marvel character, and Marvel's pretty much like, look, here's the deal. We want to play the Inhumans, but we don't want to play your version. So we're gonna, you know, kill you off so we can bring a different kind of it. And
Exactly.
it's like, come on, I signed up to play a superhero, and you're gonna now hire me to play that superhero so you can kill me and not play that superhero. Like, come on.
Pretty much.
Like,
Bye.
Marvel, what's up with your
You
toxic
get
traits,
one
man?
line,
Like,
and then
come
you
on.
get to have your head blown up. How you like that? How
Good
about
Lord.
them
He
apples?
didn't even speak, remember?
Right.
He didn't even have a
speak.
line. What is that?
He
It's
had a
just like,
stare.
Yeah.
No, it's like,
He said, boom, and then he was dead. So she kills him, and then she turns Mr. Fantastic into Mr. Spaghetti. She
it's more like Mr. Fettuccine.
she messes him up pretty good. See, all right?
Oh.
I don't have a thing.
Oh,
Here.
man, my phone died.
Oh, you got it. Okay. So she proceeds to kill all of these Illuminati members: Captain Marvel, Captain Carter.
Cam?
Who else is there? Oh, and then Professor X. So Professor X does like a last-ditch effort.
Marissa Rambeau?
Yeah, Maria Rambeau, Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
She's Captain
she like
Marvel. now.
squashes her
yeah.
with a gigantic statue, and then she rips Captain Carter in half with her own shield. And I feel like there's somebody else I'm
She breaks
forgetting.
Xavier's neck.
Yes, so Xavier, he does a last-ditch effort. He enters Wanda's mind, and when he goes in there, he sees the real Wanda, the one that she has possessed, trapped under some rubble, and she tries to help her out. But then the Scarlet Witch Wanda comes in and just snaps Xavier's neck while inside her mind, and then outside of her mind as well. So he's dead too. And then she chases after Doctor Strange, America Chavez, and Christine as they go to look for the Book of Ashanti, which can help them. It says vanquish their enemy. You give them the power to vanquish their enemy. It's pretty vague.
Yo, so I just had a realization. Sorry to interrupt. So in X-Men 2 or 3,
Yes,
Phoenix
Jean Grey.
obliterates Dr. X.
Yes, she blows
And
him up.
hold on, correct me if I'm wrong, but he never comes back. in
No,
that.
he does technically come back in that series, because even at the end of that movie,
I was always so confused about the X-Men. I love them. They're awesome. I didn't understand that whole thing.
so quick explanation of X-Men 3. X3, X-Men United, I think is what it's called. Yes, Jean Grey, she turns evil. She blows up Professor X and turns him into dust, basically. But during that movie, he like transfers his consciousness to somebody who's in a coma, and then the post-credit scene of that movie is him like waking up in that person's body. And then an X-Men movie that comes out later, X-Men Days of Future Past, where we see like the future versions of Professor X and Magneto, as well as the younger versions of them. So that Professor X, I think, is now in that coma body, but he's just projecting the appearance of Professor X so that everybody who's looking at him sees him as himself. So he Professor X's body did die, but his brain is still out there around and kicking and whatnot.
Cerebro's helping
Yes,
him.
exactly. And then Professor X is also in Logan, where he's even older,
Yeah.
and he's hanging out with Wolverine and stuff like that. So, you know, even though this Professor X is probably technically a variant of that Professor X, it still stands to reason that he's technically alive and able to do X-Men stuff.
I'm about to say Jean Grey blasted him into that universe. He just made it home.
Oh, bye.
Right? Dang. All these psychics keep messing him up. So Wanda chases them through this facility as they make their way to the gap between dimensions to get the Book of Ashanti. They go in there, they grab the book, and Wanda tries to get her hands on America Chavez once again, and she opens a portal which sends Doctor Strange and Christine to a different universe, and then she's able to pull America Chavez back to the 616 universe, and the Book of Ashanti is burned up in the process, so they don't get to use that anymore. So Doctor Strange and Christine go to a universe where an incursion has occurred, so everything is jacked up, everything looks dead and nasty. But they go to the Sanctum Sanctorum there and find Sinister Strange. And Sinister Strange is also wielding the Darkhold.
Can we pause this for a second?
Yes.
Walking up to this universe trying to find Sinister Strange, Luis and I think we looked at each other and or afterwards were like, I thought that was the house at the end of Loki, like where he found like
where he found
Sylvie
Kang.
and Kang were in there. Well, maybe it didn't look like the house, but that's what it felt like that whole we're at the end of time feeling. I don't know. So it was interesting that that's where he was.
Right. Yeah, because I guess it could be that those two places exist in the same kind of place. I mean, if an incursion happens where a universe is destroyed, what happens to all the stuff? I would presume that you're right. It goes to the place in Loki where all of the universes were like coming together. Or
I have no idea. That's at least what it looked like.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, they got some crossover stuff to do. Actually, I was reading on the Wikipedia page that Loki was supposed to appear in this movie at some point. Because the writer who wrote Loki Season 1 also helped to write this version of the script for Doctor Strange 2. But I guess they ended up dropping the Loki stuff happening. But so yeah, maybe that was supposed to be a part of it a little bit, but then they changed it back. So Sinister Strange has been using the Darkhold. He also is dreamwalking into other universes, and he's doing that to just kill other Doctor Stranges, I guess. He's going in there, and I think it's like giving him powers. Is that what he was saying? Or nah, yeah.
I completely missed that part.
He's like taking their strength and going in. He's like, if you ever had a nightmare where you're falling off a building and it feels like you just got pushed, that was probably me. So he opens his third eye, and they have a magic music fight where they start.
That was so annoying.
They start banging on pianos and pulling off the music notes and shooting them at each other, which
might as well have just been throwing Cheez-Its at each other. Come on.
It did feel a little corny, but at the same time, like remembering that first Doctor Strange movie, and like Doctor Strange is a huge music buff, right? He's going through his iPod and he's naming all the songs and stuff like that. So in that aspect, these Doctor Stranges fighting each other with music makes sense to me. But you're right, it was a little
It was
cheesy.
cool to watch.
Yes,
like the idea was cool. It just
I'll attack you with the major chords.
Yeah.
I'll attack you with the minor chords.
I'm saying. I thought
lackluster.
Like watching, like visually, it was cool to like see the music come off the page, but no, the idea was corny.
Right.
I think they just did it because they just wanted to do like horror sounding
right
thing.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun,
You know what I mean?
or whatever.
Y'all are nice, man. I thought it was stupid.
It was
The
weird.
whole music thing.
So anyway, Doctor Strange, he hits Sinister Strange with a music blast, and it blasts him out the window and right onto a fence. He is so dead.
That was
bad.
He is
disgusting.
Oh man, this
unbelievably
one
dead.
was like hecka loud because we watched it at night, didn't we?
In the theater, it was dark.
Well,
Well, that's what I meant. Dark time inside.
I think Andre and I both went
Inside dark time.
Inside Dark Time. Scary.
Inside dark.
scally.
It's so scary.
It's funny though too because, I mean, I don't know. I'm still on the music thing. There's like very much cooler ways that they could have done that.
They could have fought. Yeah, and they did do, like, with Doctor Strange fighting with magic in this movie, they did do some newer stuff. Like, he's, like, conjuring a lot of, like, beasts and whatnot. At one point, I think when they're in Camartage, he, like, summons, like, a Hydra, basically, and is fighting Wanda with it, and she's, like, cutting off its heads, and more of them keep popping up and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And he used, like, some beast hands and beast eyes and stuff like that he's summoning. But yeah, I still think that there could be more that they could do with magic fights. But, you know, what are you going to do? So, once he's defeated Sinister Strange, Christine comes upstairs, and they use the Darkhold so that Doctor Strange can jump into the dead body of Defender Strange from the beginning, who is in the 616 universe, and have him portal over to Mount Wundagore, where Wanda has America Chavez, and save the day there.
Zombie Strange.
Yes, Zombie Strange. So he uses Zombie
Which-
Strange.
It at the same time, Wong has made his way over there as well.
Right. He got up the mountain.
With the help of one of the other wizards.
It was like a rope or something.
Yeah, he had his little tether rope, and I think Wanda had knocked him off of the cliff, so he was making his way up there. And then by the time Zombie Strange gets there, he's like, "Yay, Doctor Strange is here finally!" And he gets up to the top of the mountain. He's like, "Oh, Strange, you're dead. I don't want to know anything about it. Let's just take care of this stuff." So Doctor Strange uses this basically dark magic to summon a cape full of souls. He flies over to where Wanda is, and he starts attacking her with the souls. That gets her to leave America Chavez alone for long enough that she can wake up and like learn to use her powers in the right way. Wong is basically like, "Hey, Doctor Strange, you should probably, sap her powers and kill her, because otherwise it's not going to go good." And Doctor Strange is like, "I can't do that. There's got to be another way." So he's like, "I believe in you." And she's like, "I believe in me too." And then she punches a star-shaped hole and is able to send Wanda through it to see like what she has actually done. And so the Scarlet Witch is confronted with the kids, and the kids are like, "You're not my mommy. You're very scary. I don't like your dark fingertips." And and she's like,
Wash
"Oh
your
man,
hands."
dang, yeah, maybe I've made a mistake here. I guess I shouldn't be trying to steal my children from myself. That's kind of rude."
Well, isn't she like attacking that Wanda too?
Yes, she's fighting her off so that she can get to the kids. But the kids, as they see that happen, they're like, "You're not our mommy. Stop beating up our mommy."
Poor little guys.
I know, these poor kids.
Yeah, can you imagine a whole nother you came through a portal and started messing you up, and your kids are like,
Right? Yeah.
what the heck?
Stop it. We can parent together. Let's co-parent. Come on now. Get these kids on the weekend. Jesus.
What?
So,
Good Lord.
yeah, she does all of that, and then she kind of realizes the error of her ways in this moment. And when America like brings her back, she decides that, okay, I see that what I was doing was a little bit wrong, and I shouldn't be trying to kill my kids, and maybe I shouldn't have been using the Darkhold, so I guess I'll tear it all down. So she destroys Mount Wundagore, and America is able to take Wong and get out of there. And as Wundagore gets destroyed, I guess Doctor Strange's corpse body gets destroyed as well. And it appears as though Wanda is destroyed as well, but also doesn't appear that way because we don't see a body at all, right?
That was a little
She brought this whole building down, collapsed on top of her.
You like just see a red light flash. I'm like, she just zapped herself somewhere else. I don't know.
Right. There's a little red flash, a little pss, pss, and it appears that she's like dead, and they all assume that she's dead. Oh, Wanda's gone. There's nothing that can be done, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I
I
did
don't,
not
I don't
assume
believe
that
that,
at all.
for a gosh dang second.
No.
So America Chavez is able to go pick up Doctor Strange and Christine in the Sinister Strange universe, where they have a little romantic connection. He's like, "Hey, Christine, I love you in every universe. And you know what? Even though I said that, none of the me's are getting with any of the you's. But I still love you." Then as we wrap this up, they go back to Camartage. They got to rebuild and retrain a whole new group of young wizards that are alive.
Yeah, dude, they basically just sacrificed themselves.
Yeah,
they were like,
they laid waste to this
Yep.
place. But America Chavez is one of the new students. She got her Hogwarts letter, and now she's
very cute.
She's learning to make little portals. And that is basically the end of the movie, right? Oh, Doctor Strange, he's feeling himself now. He's like, "Hey, I'm back home. I'm back in my own universe. La-di-da-di-da. I'm taking a walk down the street." And then he's like, my head. And his third eye opens because he has been using the Darkhold. He had used the Darkhold so much that it has kind of taken possession of him a little bit.
Ugh.
So I guess I don't really know what that means for him. I guess
Because he didn't use... So he used it to
inhabit the corpse body of himself.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently that was a big no-no too. You're not supposed to resurrect dead bodies. No necromancy.
Well,
with the
is
wizards.
it like meth where you try it once and you're done?
Well, I guess I'm addicted to meth now. Sorry.
No, he's addicted to the
I'm
Darkhold.
addicted to Darkhold meth.
And a third eyeball. Do you think it makes his vision better?
It has to, right?
Like, if you have
I'd be
one-
so upset if I had a third eye and I still couldn't see as well as.
I mean,
Still
the
squinting
universe
and
is
stuff.
balancing itself out. Because there's no longer a vision in that universe. Maybe they're going to give him better vision.
Shut up!
there is a Vision in this universe. White Vision.
That's
I don't
not
know
White
what
Vision,
happened to
though.
White Vision.
Remember that whole little interchange they had with one another? I'm you, but I'm not you, but I'm you, and you're not me.
Right.
So he's still not sure. He hasn't decided if he's Vision or not.
He's the ship of Theseus.
He looks like him,
He's White Vision. That's what I call him.
White Vision.
but he hasn't decided for himself if he's Vision or not.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not Vision. I'm seeing. I'm looking.
Mike Wazowski has one eye and he sees okay. So
He has to wear contact though.
One contact lens.
I mean, that thing at the beginning of the movie was seeming okay until someone decided to gouge his eye out.
yeah, true.
That's true. Oh, that was just big old Mike Wazowski.
Oh my god.
Dang.
Tentacles.
Monsters at work.
Dang.
Well, didn't Cecilia have a bunch of tentacles? It was their kid.
Oh,
Oh no, she has snakes on her head. Close enough.
Yeah, she's Medusa.
that's true. That's true.
Close enough.
The rebellious only child.
So anyway, that's the end of the movie. Then we get a post-credit scene where Doctor Strange is walking down the street again, different street.
That one gave me Spider-Man vibes of.
Yeah. Get on up, and he's doing his dancing. But he's walking down the street, and a magical Charlize Theron appears. And she's
yeah.
Hey, Doctor Strange, come with me if you want to live or whatever. Oh no, she says, you caused an incursion. Now we have to go undo it. Come with me. And then she opens a portal, and it looks like the dark dimension is behind her, and he's like, all right, cool. And he puts his cape on, he opens his third eye, and then they hop through together. And that is the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I love KP so much.
KP's cool. He wears it as a scarf. He wears it as a pocket square. He could probably make him a tie or whatever.
Oh, little bow tie KP.
Yeah.
So cute.
He's so cool.
It's like Carpet from Aladdin.
I know. Oh yeah, well, I think we had that discussion.
Did we say that
on
a
previous episode? I
Yeah,
think we had a
I think
KP
we-
versus
yeah.
carpet question.
Yeah, we did.
So fun stuff. So yeah, that's the end of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
Cool.
It's definitely a Saturday afternoon. Everyone is starting to poop out.
What's this tomato
Wake
meter?
it up.
We all getting sleepy.
Tomato meter.
On the tomato meter, this film
On the meter.
on the tomato meter.
Tomato meter.
Hey, it's me, Mater. On the tomato meter, this movie has a 74%.
I feel like that's a little low.
Which is fresh, but not certified fresh. It has an audience score of 85%.
Okay.
The critics' consensus says Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness labors under the weight of the sprawling MCU, but Sam Raimi's distinctive direction casts an entertaining spell. There's also an audience consensus, which says Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness delivers all the action and visual excitement you want in a Marvel movie while taking the franchise in a much darker direction. So yeah, I think I kind of agree with both of those things. I think I'm going to give this movie an 8. I probably gave the first Doctor Strange like a 7.5 or something like that. I like this movie a lot. The horror elements were all pretty great overall. I really like seeing Wanda as the villain. I liked all the cameos that appeared during that second act and stuff like that. I just think that the weakest parts of this movie are all basically at the end, where it's just like, hey, America conveniently knows how to use her powers now. She didn't really have to do too much to do that. And conveniently, Wanda's gonna like forgive herself and realize the wrong that she's done and bring the mountain down on herself and stuff like that. She's gonna give up this quest for power and give up using the Darkhold and just kind of cuz we figured it out. You know, Doctor Strange, he convinced me, so I'm gonna stop being evil now. I think that comes together in a little bit of a lackluster way. And then also just from my expectations, I was expecting them to jump through a bunch of more multiversal planes and stuff like that and see a bit more different stuff. And even though that didn't happen, I still enjoyed the movie, but I was kind of missing it just a little bit. A movie called Multiverse of Madness, and they only end up doing like 3 multiverses basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luis, what are you gonna give this movie?
I want to say solid 8.
8.
It was entertaining. I was a little bit bummed that Kang wasn't coming in though,
Right.
because I thought this would have been the perfect one to do it. But then again, when you really think about Ant-Man and the Quantumania and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
there's
where he'll
another.
show up.
There's a now if they don't put him in there, then when you gonna bring him in?
Right.
Like-
he is supposed to be in that
Okay,
movie. In Ant-Man 3. Yeah.
So yeah, 8.
I'm also going to give this movie an 8. It was good and I liked it.
It was entertaining. It was
was
worth
good.
the time.
It was good and I liked
And I
it.
liked it.
Emily.
I'm gonna give it an 8 too.
Oh, we got a sweet.
It was good. It wasn't my favorite viewing of Doctor Strange. I don't know. I've said this every time we talk about him. I just don't like him with the American accent. Benedict, I just don't like it. Like, it feels forced to me.
Like, honestly, it would have fit this version of the character of Stephen Strange if he was a British guy who came over to America to do his medical school, and then he kind of just lorded it over all the Americans.
Yeah.
And like, hey, yes, I am the... Oh, I don't know what accent that was, but...
Yes. That was British,
I'm the
alright.
best doctor that there ever was. I wasn't even a Doctor Who, but I'm the best
Lennon.
doctor.
Why are you being Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I thought you were being John Lennon.
Hello there. Hello there. It's me, Dr. Beatles. Yes. But yeah, he could have had his British accent.
Like, I just don't understand why they
it would
didn't
work.
allow that. Like,
Yeah.
he could be like a naturalized citizen. I don't care. Just he doesn't need
Just
to
let
be.
him have an accent. Actually, even besides all of that, he could just be an American dude that is so uppity that he speaks with a British accent. You know what I'm saying?
A fake one.
A fake one. That would be funny.
I don't know. I feel like it makes him more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Plus, I agree with Louise. Even though I was trying to keep no expectations, I thought that there was going to be more tie-in from kind of what happened with, Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah.
It seemed like that was going to be
Glossed
what.
over that, like, oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, are you talking about that thing with Spider-Man?
Right, and she's like, "Who? Who's Spider-Man?" And he's like, "He's the man who's a spider with spider powers." And she's like, "He shoots webs out his butt." No,
That did make me laugh though.
And that's it.
But they just glossed over that, and I
Right.
feel like he was a main.
Oh, and again, so sorry, finish.
No, he was like a big character in that movie.
Right. Yeah, it should have been like, well, yeah, because of what happened with that spell, now more multiverse threats are coming through, and now America Chavez is here, and she's bouncing around all over
Yeah,
the place.
because it
like
would
that.
make sense
Yeah.
that she came here because of that.
Because of that, yes.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Like all the open portals, like pulled her here
Right, I
or
got-
something.
I got dropped in somehow.
And
yeah.
and now I'm confused because at the end of that Spider-Man movie, I thought nobody is going to remember Peter.
No, the thing. Oh, yes, correct.
Nobody, Doctor
Nobody.
Strange and Wong are like, oh yeah, Peter Parker.
Well, no,
Spider-Man.
nobody remembers Peter Parker, but Spider-Man still exists. Everybody remembers that Spider-Man exists. They just don't know who he is. So they in this movie they only mention Spider-Man. They never say Peter Parker.
That's the sad part is that
Right, his whole normal life got blown up, but Spidey life, still going fine, I guess.
hey. Anywho, 8. It was good. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. This movie made some money, despite it coming out during a pandemic. This film had a budget of $200 million, and it had a worldwide box office return of $954.9 million.
Cool.
Just
I mean,
50 mil short of that Billy, but that's pretty close.
but they made their money back, so
If I make $950 million, I'm going to say that I made $1 billion. I'm just going to say it,
we didn't spend our whole budget, so it's really like $1 billion.
We basically made $1 billion,
So I'm assuming within that budget, they do everything else that's made over the budget is just profit.
Yeah,
Not like paying actors and none of that stuff.
Correct. That's all paid with that $200
Disney,
million.
why are you making me pay for Genie Plus? What is your damn problem?
So they keep getting those $800 million profits instead of $700 million or whatever.
Like, homie.
Luis, are you gonna get on a train right now or a
No.
soapbox?
I want to end this quick.
He gets very angry when we talk about
About the money.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't understand that
'Cause
you.
he's like, they got money.
Yeah, they do have money, but the movies and TV shows and all of that is not the same pool of money for parks and
That's true.
Yeah, it's
Such.
not Bob Chapek, right? Or is it?
I mean, he's over all of Disney,
Oh.
like everything. So he's over the parks and the entertainment.
But you have
and
to
all
think
that stuff.
about
But-
like it as an umbrella. Like the left side of the umbrella doesn't give money to the right side of the umbrella. They're separate.
Yeah.
So they can make
But they
their
all cover rain. You don't just have half an umbrella and get half wet, and the other side of you doesn't get wet. It keeps you fully dry. Who wants half an umbrella?
It was a really good metaphor and now I hate you.
Was it though?
Yeah, they all cover rain. That makes sense. That makes sense. So these $1 billion could
Sorry, Mom,
I
but
hate
they
you.
could be bringing down Disneyland park ticket prices,
saying.
but they're not.
No,
They're
but
not.
they don't commingle
I know.
money and park money. Movie
It's like a polka dotted umbrella, right? And the spots, that's the movie money. And then the non-spots, that's the park money. And
so you get in the shower. You got a huge shower head over your head.
That's right.
They're in the rain.
we getting splashed. I don't got no umbrella. Anywho,
I'm gonna smack you when we get outside this house.
No, you're not.
Yes,
Gotta
I
catch
am.
you first. I'm fast.
so next episode, we are going to talk about another new film coming to Disney Plus, or that has come to Disney Plus. We're going to be talking about 2022's Pixar film Lightyear.
If you haven't seen it, get on it.
Yeah, check that out. It just came out on Disney Plus, I think on August 3rd or something like that. So it's up there. It's available. We watched it in theaters. I have not watched it at home yet, but
We did too in
excited to check
theaters.
it out.
Mm-hmm.
Watching a pretty cool theater, man. That was Boldy's first theater experience.
Yeah.
Oh, she went to the movie. Did she like it?
Yeah.
She loved it.
Dude, the kid sat there the whole time.
Nice.
And we realized we can take Oli now to the theaters. We just got to go to the box seats.
Right.
Because poor her little self would just flop through the seat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Adeline too. She tries to sit
Yeah,
in like
too.
a regular like what we think of as theater seats,
Uh-huh.
and her little butt just goes
Kinda
straight through,
slide in
and
it.
then she gets like legs up to her chest.
I remember that happening when I was a kid. You just got to power through that. Oh, this is why they say you got to be on the edge of your seat, because you'll fall in if you're not if you're not sitting on the edge.
Right.
That's funny. Yeah, that's cool. I bet you guys probably even take all these chairs and sit in like the handicap
yeah.
spots. and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Those are awful, man. You're
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, they
Oh,
have
right.
it all the way in the
They're
front.
nice and close. Yeah, where
Like,
it's
okay,
not comfortable.
okay, yeah, you get a little pat on the shoulder for trying, but come
Right.
on, man.
Yeah, it's not the same. That
No.
makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Anywho.
So yes, anywho, next time we will see you for some Lightyear goodness. In the meantime, if you want to keep up with us, you can check us out on social media. We are at the Walt Vault Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Head there, comment on the post, let us know what you thought of Doctor Strange 2 Electric Boogaloo, and if you thought it was better than the first movie or not.
I'm confused. What did you just say?
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
I said Doctor Strange 2 Electric Boogaloo. There was a sequel to some, I don't even know what the actual movie is called. But the sequel was something 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh.
And so anytime there's a sequel, it was called Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. It was about a breakdancing movie.
What in the world?
You like how Luis knew? Yeah,
I
Electric
just
Boogaloo.
blew right past that. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, you better.
Woke me up from my nap. Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, yeah. Guess what, y'all? September's right around the corner.
Oh no.
here
Y'all
we
better
go.
wait. I'm going to make you watch another sports movie.
oh yeah, I bet we're gonna miracle it up this year.
No, we already did Miracle.
Oh, did
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, sure we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did Miracle.
We did.
There's quite a few other ones.
We're gonna do greatest game ever played.
Oh, man, there's that one.
Hey.
But I think Disney Plus also came out with a few other ones.
Oh,
Do the
really?
golf one.
Okay.
Golf.
What?
Anywho, it's not September
Golf
yet.
movie.
The next movie we'll be doing is Lightyear. But eventually Luis
But
will
then
have his
sadly,
chance.
the next one will be in September.
So I do get the whole month though, right? 'Cause
No.
Pretty sure Michelle lined up like 3 for her birth month, but whatever. I mean,
Okay, first off, none of us
ain't
have
none
done
of my
that.
business. Whatever.
Okay, Kermit.
I'll watch some sport movies. Let's go. Mighty Ducks 2. Mighty Ducks 2. Anyway,
Ah!
you can
Got
send
caught.
an email to contact@thewaltvaultpod.com. We will read your message on the show. You can slide into our DMs on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We'll check those out. We love to hear your guys' opinions. And if you want to help support us, you can head over to patreon.com/thewaltvault. Get some extra content there for a small price, and that'll help keep the lights on in this dark vault. That is it for this week, you guys.
Hold on.
Oh.
We need to start the official countdown to 5 years of the Walt Vault.
Oh my God, that's right.
Official countdown.
Official countdown.
We're in August. We have September. We have October. That is honestly 2 months.
Let's see. Halloween is in 79 days, and our first episode was on October 20th or something like that.
Yeah, it was just a couple days before.
Yeah. So in just around 70 days, it will be our 5-year anniversary.
And perhaps,
Oh.
our first episode was Hocus Pocus.
Yes, and there was a little announcement about Hocus Pocus 2 coming out October of 2022. So you can take 3 guesses on which movie we'll be doing during that month.
I think I'm going to cry. That's full circle, y'all.
We did it. We went all the way around.
Does that mean that's our last episode?
I don't think. Well, no. Yes.
Dang, Andre.
Stay tuned over the next 70 days and find
A
out.
swan only sings beautifully right before it's about to die.
Oh my
Before
God.
that, it's all nasty squawks and quacks.
Nasty
Just saying,
squawks
that's why
and
they
quack
call
quack.
it the swan song.
So if you want to hear some
I never
beautiful
knew
singing,
Thanks for that animal fact.
stick around with us. All right, you guys.
Definitely got that one from that HBO series. Michael Irvin Johnson.
Oh, the
Magic
basketball.
Johnson,
Yeah. All right. Thanks for sticking with us, you guys. The podcast may or may not be ending. We'll find out, I guess. We will see you next time for some light year goodness. The vault is now closed.